Hello, my name is Jeffrey Levy, and I'm here to talk a little bit about Hanukkah and to light the candles with you on tonight, which is the last night of Hanukkah for this year. Hanukkah is it celebrates a story of a military victory and also of religious freedom. There was a Greek king named Antiochus who took over Israel, and he threw the Jews out of what was then the temple. There was only one temple, and it was in Jerusalem. And he defiled the temple and told Jews they couldn't practice Judaism. To fight back, a group called the Maccabees, who were led by a man named Judah, carried out kind of a guerrilla war against the Greeks, and eventually won, and won Jerusalem back and won the temple back. And when they went in to clean up the temple, they found that they only had enough oil to keep a light burning for one day. But in every temple there is a light called the Ner Tamid, which is the eternal light, and it represents the presence of God in the temple. And it's lit at all times, hence the name Eternal Light. They found only enough oil to keep the lamp burning for one day. And there's a variety of legends around why it took 8 days to get more oil, but the point was it did take 8 days, and so tradition holds God made a miracle, and the one day of oil lasted for 8 days. And that's why Hanukkah lasts for 8 days. And there are different things you can take from this story. What I like best is the thought that this is really a story of religious freedom. Antiochus tried to block the Jews from celebrating their traditions, from observing their religion, or our religion, and the religious freedom won out, and that God supported that. So there's some artifacts, things around Hanukkah. We can play a game called dreidel. Dreidels a top. This is a very big one. They're usually about this big. But on the dreidel are 4 Hebrew letters. This is the Nun, followed by Gimel, and each letter makes a sound of the first letter. So Nun is an N sound. Gimel is a G sound. Hey is like an H. And Shin is a Sh sound. So together, this spells out an acronym, Nes, in Hebrew, Nes Gadol Haya Sham, and it means a great miracle happened there. And so the dreidel reminds us of the story of Hanukkah. So I've got a menorah here, and it has, as you can see, it has 8 candles on it, but there's actually 9 candles that go on a menorah. And you can see that there's the candle here in the middle is a little taller, the holder is a little bit higher up. And it's called the shamash, and it's the helper candle. And you actually light that first and use that to light all the other candles. And on the first night of Hanukkah, you just light 1 candle. So 1 candle here plus the shamash. And on the second night of Hanukkah, you light 2 candles plus the shamash. So when you let them burn all the way down, you let them burn out, which is why the candles are pretty small, kind of thin. And there are different kinds of candles. Here's another box of candles. These are almost like they're kind of like pumped up birthday candles. They're much smaller than even these. And there's lots of different styles of candles. Different art. Some of them are very artistic. Some of them have braids around them. There's any kind of number of variety of candles you can have. But when you add them all up, you light 2 candles the first night, 3 candles the second night, 4 candles the third night. By the time you get to the 8th night, you're lighting 9 candles. When you add all those up, because you're letting them burn down every night, you need 44 candles. And so on a box of candles, it will tell you somewhere that the box contains 44 candles. So you don't just buy 1 set of candles, you need a box of 44. And the menorahs also, just like candles can take a wide variety of shapes and sizes. This is one type of menorah. This is a menorah that represents the western wall of the temple in Jerusalem. And so again, it has the 8 candle holders plus the shamash. So the shamash can be on the end, it can be in the middle, it can be arranged in lots of different ways, and lots of different menorahs. So when we light the candles, every night we sing 2 prayers. One talks about being commanded to light the candles, to kindle the lights of Hanukkah, and reminding us to light the candles. And the other prayer talks about how God created miracles for us in those days at this time of year. And then finally, another tradition with Hanukkah candles is that you put the candles in the window to share the light with the rest of the world. Fire safety, in mind. And then the third prayer that we sing on the first night of Hanukkah is really it's the general Jewish prayer of thanksgiving,
It's called the Shehechianu. Now, tonight is not the first night, so I'll only sing the two prayers I mentioned. And then that's kind of it. So it's not a large or long religious observance, but you do light the candles and you sing the two prayers. So now I will light them with you. And if you are Jewish, I encourage you to light with me and chant the prayers with me. So first we light the Shamash. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Chanukah. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asa nisim lavoteinu, bayamim hahem ba'zman hazeh. Sometimes it's a little tricky to get the Shamash in there after you've lit everything. So happy Hanukkah and Happy New Year.